So for today's fandom feature in October of 2017, I was really trying to figure what I could possibly bring to you guys that is very much related to Halloween. And in the end, I decided that maybe it wasn't more so going about towards the scary, but maybe going a little bit more towards the comedy. And I feel that when it comes to comedy, there is no better movies or even a television series to talk about than Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. This, of course, is based on the classic television series in which a man is stranded in a space station thanks to a mad scientist who is trying to probe his brain, and because of the fact that he is in this satellite in the stars, he is being forced to watch all of these horrible horror and science fiction films from the past. Luckily, he's got some robot pals to keep his sanity, and for a couple of seasons he was doing so until it was finally time to turn that amazing cult classic TV series into a full-length motion picture. So welcome to Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, in which Mike, Crow, and Tom Servo have to watch one of the classic Universal movies in the world of science fiction and horror, and that, of course, is This Island Earth. So, a bit of a background. It took me a very long time till I actually got cable TV. My parents got it when I was actually heading into my sophomore year of high school, so let's just say there was a lot of stuff that I missed. But if there was one thing that I discovered that I absolutely loved, it was the television show Mystery Science Theater 3000, and at that time it went from Comedy Central to Sci-Fi. And when I found out that there was a movie, I had to get my hands on it and see what this was about. And I gotta say, from a comedy perspective, while it may not be one of the funniest episodes, so to speak, because it pretty much is a 2-hour episode, much like the television show, just this time made with a higher class of film and a bigger budget, it is still one of the most memorable movies that I have ever seen. I absolutely loved watching these characters with the brilliant screenwriting and the on-point jokes, taking on this very well-known classic Universal horror monster movie, because that's pretty much where it falls into. And the reason why is because at the very end of the film, there is a very famous character called the Metaluna Space Mutant, and he has been in horror movie posters, in classic horror movie fare. Everybody knows this space mutant. So the fact that I actually saw this for the first time while I was watching it, I was just so excited, but nothing even got me prepared for what all the jokes were going to be when he finally started to emerge. The jokes are on point. The film is just a brilliant watch from beginning to end. It's got moments that are just going to make you roll on the floor with laughter, but particularly if that is your sense of humor. I, for one, enjoy that kind of humor. I have that kind of humor in so much more of my programming that I watch, whether it's film or television, and this was just something that I ate up. I can watch this movie God knows how many times. I never get sick of it, even though I can practically quote this movie from beginning to end. I really feel that when it comes to science fiction and horror, this is just one of those essentials that you have to have in regards to comedy. I mean, if you're a fan of things like Mel Brooks's collection, if you're a fan of the Monty Python series, this is just something that you are going to adore. Even if you take a look at some of the new things in regards to science fiction and horror, like Rick and Morty, this is also something that really fits into that category. It may not be a major mainstream hit, but it will have massive cult status. And one of the few things that I can always say where Halloween comes into play, horror films are usually those great films of cult status. There is so much fun in this movie. It's so hard for me to go over all of it, but all I can say is that if you want a great laugh and you want some of those great science fiction and horror elements just being torn apart by a bunch of sarcastic characters, then I would highly recommend Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. I also feel that it's a good starting point for you if in fact you have heard about the television show, and that of course includes the Netflix series, which unfortunately I stopped watching. I never got a chance to finish it because I just wasn't as big on it as I was with the classic show. But this one is a great place to start if you've heard about it and you are interested in getting into it. I think the movie will definitely be a good watch for you. So that's pretty much it, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments in the box below. If you are a fan of MST3K, please let me know. I would love to talk to you about it. If you're looking for some more recommendations, if you just started watching it, or even if you watched the Netflix series, I've definitely got some recommendations in terms of classic episodes. And let me just say, be prepared, because you will end up seeing some of the worst films ever made in history. But for now, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.